YouTube. You already know Big Lou tapping back in with what it do. Big Lou and the ZR2. Baby. Bye. Check it out. Those that know who that is in the thumbnail, or if you don't know, I'm gonna get into who that is. So that is none other than, he's known as Big U on the streets through the prison system. He's allegedly from the Rolling 60s career set in South Central LA, right? At one point, Nipsey Hussle was, I don't want to say his protege, but maybe, I think Nipsey was up under him. I might not be all the way correct on that as far as on his record label or his company, but he had something to do with something, right? This is the same Big U that said that if he wasn't in the pen back during the Death Row days, that Corrupt never would have been with Death Row, because Corrupt's from the Rolling 60s, right? Big U also he came out on a lot of YouTube channels around the time he got out of the pen, shortly after he got out the pen, and he allegedly said that he whooped and knocked out 23 Southsiders, Sureños, right? Which is, come on, man, that's not happening. Even if you were to hit them just one time each and they all fell, how long is that going to take you to hit 22, 23 guys? The tower's going to be on you. If you're on a lower level yard, they're going to be spraying the shit out of you fast, right? It's not humanly possible to do that, all that, you know. And so, anyways, he caught a lot of lack or pushback, or whatever you want to call it, for that. But now this is something serious, right? So, allegedly, he's the leader of the Rolling 60s Crip gang, right? He is older cat. He's in his late 50s. I think he's 59 years old, 58, 59 years old. He comes from a very prominent, well-known family in South Central LA, right? I believe he's the youngest of he has 10, 12, 15 siblings. And he's the youngest. And on top of that, he has a ton of cousins, first cousins, and they were all from, South Central. They're a well-known family. And this is according to him when he told the story on some of the podcasts. But this is the CBS News. Yesterday, I read it off of, yesterday I attempted to do this video, but I was too damn tired, and I couldn't get it done. So, like I mentioned, I'm with this female Daisy being in heat. My boy Champ is this time he's took it to another level. Like, it's just, I've never seen him act before. And at night he just whines, snivels, and whimpers, and because I have to separate him. I can't have puppies right now. It's not the right time. I don't have enough room. All that stuff included, right? So, like I said, last time he irritated me a certain way from things he did. The time before that, he irritated me with certain things he did. This time, he's doing all that together and then some. And so it's just been rough, man. I've been getting no sleep at night. He just whimpers and all kinds of noises, and but I have to separate them. So I have to just keep rolling with the punches with whatever comes at my way with this, right? But anyways, so yesterday I read from the what was it? I forgot what paper it was. I think it was and I can't remember now. And the reason I read from that article is because it was the newest article. So now I'm going to read from this one because it's the most up to date article I can find. And this is from CBS News. LA Crips leader who feds say posed as anti-gang activist arrested on charges including RICO. So here we go. Okay, and that was written by Chelsea Hilton. Federal prosecutors arrested and charged the alleged leader of the LA Crips gang subset, who they claim posed as an anti-gang activist, the U.S. attorney said. Eugene Henley Jr., 58, also known by the alias Big U, is the lead defendant named in the criminal complaint that was unsealed Wednesday. The court documents accuse Henley, a prominent leader of the Rolling 60s chapter of the larger LA Crips, of running a mafia-like organization known as Big U Enterprise. That can't be it. Let's see. Oh, wow. So they showed. Wait a minute. Is it it can't be the whole damn thing. Oh wow. Let's see. Okay, here we go. The Department of Justice, sorry, people. Department of Justice said Henley surrendered himself to investigators Wednesday afternoon after the charges were announced. So, just to make clear, at first he was considered a fugitive. They had arrested so many people, but 3 guys were on the run at the time. And then this guy, Big U, made a video talking about people to pray for him and his family, and that these charges are garbage. And he even said that Whack 100 is a rat and is working with the FBI. So we'll see what comes from all that now. Henley posted a series of videos to Crenshaw Cougars Instagram, a youth football program he oversees and features his son, Los Angeles Chargers linebacker Dayon Henley's football camp. The alleged head of the Rolling 60s denied the allegations stemming from the RICO case. I'm looking at all these charges in the news. I'm heading back to LA, Henley said. Ain't going to be no real evidence. Ain't going to be no real nothing. Now they're saying all that stuff to assassinate my character. So that was what Henley said, Big U. At a news conference Wednesday, acting U.S. Attorney Joseph McNally said he is being charged with a series of crimes, including racketeering, fraud, extortion, robbery, human trafficking, and the murder of an aspiring rap musician in 2021. 2 other defendants, Sylvester Robinson, 59, also known as Vay, and Mark Martin, 50, also known as Bear Claw, were also named in the complaint. They are accused of being members of Henley's criminal enterprise. McNally said over the past 4 years, federal officials launched an investigation into Henley's criminal enterprise. During the investigation, officials gathered interviews, financial records, phone records, and search warrants for social media accounts. Court documents said Henley often used his stature in his gang to partner with his enterprise and intimidate businesses and individuals across LA. And he has a charity, right? His son has a charity. I think he has some type of charity. It gets really tricky with that. Not tricky, but it gets really I don't know what the right word I'm looking for. I'm pretty sure that when you have these type of deals with these charities, right? That there's some type of overseer. I'm pretty sure federal overseer, because you're getting federal grants, the state grants and such, right? And they want to know what they're donating to, right? So I don't really know how it works, but it's got to work some way where people are held accountable. I would believe, at least I would assume that. You see, Henley founded his charity Developing Options, in which federal officials claim he embezzled donations and defrauded donors. The court document said some of Henley's victims include celebrities and well-known athletes. He is also accused of fraudulently securing funding from the LA mayor's office through the Gang Reduction Youth Development Foundation. Well, there you go there. I ain't been nothing but help to our community, he said in an Instagram video. It's crazy, but I'm going to turn myself in though, because I ain't do nothing. Well, you know what? This is all alleged, right? He'll have his day in court, whatever, right? But if you're taking money from people on a narrative on an agenda this is going to help underprivileged kids to get them books, get them school supplies, get them school clothes, get them sports equipment, whatever it is, right? And then you decide that you're gonna go ahead and put some of that money in your pocket and use it for yourself, traveling and whatever else. That's pretty chicken shit, man. I'm not saying he did that, but if he did, it's some chicken shit stuff. The court documents allege Henley is responsible for the murder of a man, only referred to in the complaint as RW or RW. In January 2021, the complaint described RW as an aspiring musician who was signed to Unique Music, Henley and Martin's label. RW was in Vegas at the time of his death, recording music at a producer's studio. Shh, come on, man. Hey, sit down. Man, This is all day and night. Court documents said R-Dub did not record at a rate that was previously agreed upon and recorded a diss song against Henley. Henley and Robinson allegedly drove to Vegas to confront R-Dub, where they fatally shot him. They are accused of leaving R-Dub's body off Interstate 15 in the desert. When the pair returned to LA, they allegedly ordered the studio workers to delete video footage of them at the studio. In furtherance of the enterprise, Henley allegedly submitted a fraudulent application for a COVID-19 pandemic relief loan in which he claimed that Unique Music was operating at $200,000 profit in 2019, despite operating at a $5,000 loss that year, which should have disqualified it from loan eligibility, McNally said. Henley denied the allegations of fraud in a series of Instagram posts. If convicted of the charges, Henley could face a statutory maximum life sentence in federal prison. The U.S. Attorney's Office said if Robinson and Martin are convicted of the charges, they could face a statutory maximum sentence of 20 years in federal prison. Yeah, federal prison, they don't play, man. They give a ton of time out. It ain't like before where you get 50 years and you do 9 or 10 on it. You get 10 years, you do 3 and some change. Eliminating gangs and organized crime is a Department of Justice top priority. Today's charges and arrests target the leadership of this criminal outfit and will make the neighborhoods of LA safer, McNally said. I am grateful for the work of our prosecutors and law enforcement partners. I don't really believe that. It's going to make it safer. These dudes are working on a different level, you know what I'm saying? Once they start getting money, big money involved, and they know celebrities and they know huge athletes, big name athletes and movie stars and stuff like that, things tend to work way different, right? They're just on a way different level than just to say that, oh, they're street gang members. But that's the problem with the federal system now. Is you hear people say, that it's not like it was back in the day. That it's a lot violenter now, and it's because of the gang members. Because the guys are getting they're getting indicted federally on something that you used to just go to state prison for, like being an ex-felon in possession of a firearm, stuff like that, right? And so the federal system now is being, overwhelmed with gang members, and it makes it more dangerous in prison for sure. You know what I mean? But they take your federal prison will do this. They'll take your whatever you've been convicted before, and they'll enhance the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? And then something that you should only be getting like 10 years for, you're getting, life sentence or 50, 60 years. You know what I mean? There's a lot of cases. There's still guys in there now that have been busted for dope and stuff like that, and they've been down 35, 40 years. You know what I mean? And the bad part about it is that they're eligible to get out now under the Second Chance Act, but a lot of the people are slow playing on processing the paperwork to get them back in front of the judge, even if they have a appeals lawyer or not. And even the judge is slow playing everything, and a lot of these guys are dying in the meantime. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen now after he made a public statement that Whack 100 is a snitch and working with the FBI. I mean, we've heard this from other people before. Not that he's working with the FBI, but that he's a no good. He's a telling and this and that. I can't attest to that one way or another. But the fact is that these guys, especially Whack 100, he's on all kinds of different channels, all kinds of different platforms, all kinds of different podcasts, right? And he makes statements about people that he's not producing any paperwork, and he makes statements about people. This is the thing, what I always say, like, no matter how bad something might look like or seem, you still can't jump to that conclusion yet. You know what I'm saying? It's a must that you show P-dubs, paperwork. It's just a must. Like I said, I don't care how bad it might look. and how it does seem to be that somebody was telling. But without that paperwork, I mean, it doesn't ride. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't ride. And too many people are loose at the mouth, and they just like to run their mouth and quick to say that word, right? And calling them a rat. Um, Obviously, Whack 100 and Big U know each other personally, and so he might know something that he's not putting out there as far as on paperwork wise or whatever. So I thought it was interesting to talk about this story. It's a pretty big story here on the West Coast. Um, you got the Diddy stuff going on. You got the couple rappers that are fighting, charges and all that. Um, uh, you got that one dude from Atlanta. What's his name? Oh man, Woody was in the on the stand. I can't think of his name right now, but I think he got that all settled. Um, and it is what it is. So with that being said, Big Lou tapping out.